Hey there, so my string trellis on my tomatoes is falling down. So I did some adjusting this morning, and so I just thought I would show you what I did. Okay, so this is a little handmade trellis that I rigged up this spring for some tomatoes. I just used poles from the woods and hung it and then put some strings down. This is my usual process. I use a cattle panel. I kind of like the cattle panel, but this is working out well, except when you do a trellis like this, where you're hanging strings down to your tomatoes, you need to keep your tomatoes trimmed back, right? To one or two strands or one or two stalks going up. I'm not real good at remembering to trim my tomatoes. And so, yeah, I had branches falling down that I didn't get trimmed and they were just getting too big. And I hate trimming my tomatoes too much because I want more tomatoes. It is good to keep them trimmed somewhat. I got some blight going on down there. I'm going to have to get in there and pull some of those leaves out. Blight in Tennessee has been a thing. But today we're talking about my trellis. So what I did, there's my strings coming down. They each are attached to one stalk. And all the way down to the base, I just have them wrapped around a brick. You could hook it to the ground. You could tie it to the base of the tomato, whatever you want to do. The brick is working well for me, just a little bit of weight to hold it. Then I did a modified Florida weave, I guess you would call it. So Florida weave is when usually you have a straight line and you wrap around strings all the way down. I'll see if I can find a picture. I tried it last year. So this year, with this string trellis, all I did was I took my little triangle with my poles. I tied to one end here, came to this pole, wrapped around, and then I didn't go straight to that pole. I actually crossed through my tomatoes to the opposite side pole. So it's kind of like I have an X in the middle. See that X where the string goes through? And then I did the same thing over here. I went right around my triangle. That's just holding up all of those spare branches that I didn't get trimmed off. And they have little baby tomatoes, and so I don't really want to trim them off right now. And it seems to be working.